So, I mean, obviously, Coach, we're going for a pair of matches versus Omaha and Pepperdine. If you want to start us off, just thoughts on those matches.
Yeah, we prepared our schedule trying to get the best RPI kind of we could at the end of the year to give us our best chance of getting as far as we can in the tournament. So our goal was to play as many teams that win 20 wins or get 20 wins. So I don't know, have two of those in front of us, and maybe not perennial powerhouses, but teams that I think are going to do really, really well in their conferences. Especially, I think Pepperdine is a team that's really underrated right now. It has a chance. Just BYU left that conference for the Big 12 and has a chance to win the WCC. So two very, very good teams, different teams. They play different styles of volleyball, so we're preparing for that all week. And just really, really excited. Also, I think these next two tournaments, we get a chance to take some of our players home and play in front of their families for the first time in a long time. So I think that's a really, really cool opportunity.
With the style that y'all want to play, both offensively and defensively, how much different, how much similar will it be for Aggie fans who have followed the team the last few years?
Yeah, I think volleyball is volleyball. You have three contacts. You got to pass, set, kill. So I think it'll be fairly similar. I think speed-wise, we're probably running pretty similar. I think blocking-wise, we'll be a little bit more disciplined at staying in the middle of the court and being able to be good in lots of places. And then I think taking advantage of opportunities when we can really be great in one place. And then I think, again, like the one thing that I even came back and I was surprised about, I think, is how good of a blocking team we're going to be next year. Or this year. I can't say next year. I was going to go back to, I think, last season when I was looking at it, and I'm like, yeah, we'll be okay as a blocking team. But I think that can be something that we hang our hat on, that we go out and that we can shut down opponents, especially when we get them in situations where they're off the net and we have some idea of where the ball is going. And limit the options that our opponent has. So I think that will stand out. I think from a serving standpoint, we'll be more aggressive. I know some people get frustrated with serving errors, but I tell our team you have to make one serving error out of 10 serves in order to serve the way that we want to serve. So I think you'll see a little bit of a difference there. And then I think just, again, an aggressive style of volleyball, an aggressive style of play is what it's going to be for us. And then hopefully a unified team. And I'm not saying that was different, but I hope it comes out that they want to step out in the court. They want to put on a show, and they want to do it the right way.
How would you describe your culture and how far down the road you feel like y'all are in implementing that in the locker room?
Yeah, I think we're getting there and faster than I thought we were. We talk a lot about a few different things. One, we talk that every human being is different, and that we need to be accepting of every human being in the way that they are. And our job as coaches is to make every volleyball player as a human being the best version of themselves. So I think I've seen a lot of growth from human beings in terms of growing into a better and more authentic version of themselves. And then I think on the volleyball court, same thing, of understanding, hey, this is who you are as a volleyball player, and let's bring out your strengths, and obviously let's shore up some of your weaknesses there. Hopefully our job is to create amazing human beings by the time they leave here. So growing them into adults. And we talked to a lot to our team about, I don't know, being an adult as they're in this program and growing into that person that's going to end up being there. And then just playing with a little bit of aggression, playing with a little bit of an edge, and not in a way that we're going to have attitude, but the way that we play volleyball. And I think we're getting to that point now. I think we saw it during the spring. They started to get there. I heard during the summer, like, our practices were competitive, and I've seen it here during the fall. And I'm hoping that shows up every single day on the volleyball court when we're playing with somebody on the other side of the net, that at that point, it's not necessarily about how we execute skills. It's how we figure out a way to win.
Do you feel like the team, both on the court, off the court, is at a good place, is ready for the challenge ahead?
Yeah, and it's always interesting because you put somebody else on the other side of the net, and there's different stresses that come out, and all of a sudden you're like, ooh, we need to, I don't know, make this more of who we are, is what we talk a lot about. It's not, I don't know, trying to pretend like we're something during the match. It's, hey, we get into practice every single week, and we're trying to cement this is who we are as a human being, this is who we are as a volleyball team, so that when pressure is put on it, we stay true to that. So I think that will take some time. I think we're, again, further ahead than I thought we were on a lot of those things. But it's, I tell our team this the entire time, it's a long season. And not in a way that it's going to be grinding. It's a long season, and we have a lot of time left to improve before, hopefully, we're playing in November, December, playing in a tournament, and really pushing the envelope there in terms of who we are.
What are some things you're wanting the girls to kind of execute on after the exhibition match?
Yeah, I think getting to who we were in the third and fourth set of that exhibition. And I thought just, again, you throw another team on the other side of the net, and there's a little bit of waiting and seeing what's going to happen and seeing who the opponent is before you're like, okay, this is what we're going to do. And again, going back to that idea of like, we need to be who we are regardless. So at 0.00, when we step out on the floor, I would love to see us take it to the opponent of who we are and then make them adjust as the match goes on. And I thought we did a really, really good job of that in the third and fourth. In the third set, we took it to a really good volleyball team. In the fourth set, we were right there with a really good volleyball team. And it was just a matter of executing the things and who we are. So that's, again, good service pressure from behind the service line, knock the opponent 5-10 feet off the net, and let our block do its work at that point. From a passing standpoint, fight the ball in the middle of the court so that we can run our offense. And I think if we can execute on kind of those two sides, then we're going to be really, really good.
What kind of adjustments from the last couple of weeks of just playing each other and then the exhibition match, what are you hoping that you guys maybe are able to take away from those and do this upcoming week?
Yeah, I think Baylor ran a fast offense. Omaha runs a fast offense. I think hopefully taking some of the learnings that we had from that match. And again, I thought you saw we got better as a blocking team as that went on. We got better as a defensive team as that went on. So taking some of the learnings from that and just applying it, we're going to play some fast offenses in the SEC also. So it's good prep for that. So I think that's one. I think, again, service pressure. Just can we keep a good flat ball on the right people for the entire match? From 6 people that are back there time in and time out, putting pressure on them is one of the things we've been talking about quite a bit. And then we just talk about being good with a lot of O's in the middle, that we need to be good over time. About making sure that just the easy plays look easy every single day, every single match, every single point. And I think those are the ones and we're really big on, I don't know, we actually just had a talk yesterday about being proactive in the way that we're thinking about this game, the way that we're thinking about practice, and not trying to get good at everything at once. But those have been the 3 of the big ones that we've been working on this week. I hope to see that this weekend.
And how much does it mean to some of those players who will get to, play in front of family and friends to be able to go back and do that?
I don't think we talk enough about how difficult it is for athletes to travel and play somewhere else where their family's not at. And I experienced it from not only being states away, but being countries away, where my family never really got to see me coach when I was overseas. And for the Americans that had to go do that, and I'm just thankful that Americans are going to have a lot of opportunities to play in the United States professionally here pretty soon. But it's not easy to travel that far away from your family and have them have to get on an airplane. So I think it's really, really awesome that we get to go there, that not only maybe parents get to come, but extended family gets to come and see their loved ones play for the first time maybe ever in the maroon and white. So I'm excited to take them home. I think it's a really cool opportunity. And I'm looking forward to meeting those family members over the next 2 weeks.
From the background that you had coming into this job, how similar or different, or what kind of challenge is navigating the NIL landscape? And how do you see, what challenges, problems do you see with that when it comes to women's sports and even any like Title IX type issues moving forward?
Yeah, there's lots of changes, not just NIL. And we actually just had a talk with our staff before the match, and we had a debrief after it, just being like, I think there's going to be some really cool things that I bring from this, from seeing it from a different lens. And then it's going to be a really cool blend from having my staff that's been a part of this kind of and blending that together into one thing. NIL actually isn't that difficult of a thing in terms of adjustment. It's a part of the game. I think there's some coaches that are burying their heads and saying, I don't want this to be here, but it's here. So I don't know, making sure there's opportunities for our athletes to have that if they want to is the biggest thing. And then for me, trying to use it as a teaching moment as much as I possibly can, that I don't know, their brand is important, that they need to build it in order to have those opportunities. And if they do something that's going to ruin it, they're going to ruin those opportunities. And then if they are able to do stuff, doing it in a, positive way that's going to impact them for the rest of their life, not something that they're just going to have this influx of money coming in possibly, and then that's it. So trying to do things the right way, I think, is the biggest thing. But that one's not that much different for me.
Yeah. Do you see disparity when it comes to women's sports and men's sports? And is that something that you feel the need to advocate for? Or is it something that it just comes when it comes?
I think it'll come when it comes. And is there disparity? Yes. Do I think that'll start to bleed over into the women's game? Yes. I think one of the biggest things that you're seeing right now is women's sports is growing. You're seeing it with women's basketball and the viewership that happened there. You're seeing it across the board in women's volleyball, just with viewership. There's going to be, I think, 3 times more matches on ESPN, the main channels this year, just because of what happened last year and people watching. You're seeing Nebraska fill up a football stadium with 87,000 people to go watch a volleyball match. And you're seeing the NIL funds start to go that way too, with some of those schools. So I think it'll start to bleed over into these other sports. And part of the reason why I took this job is Texas A&M supports women's athletics. And they try to do stuff for women's athletics that they're doing stuff for men's athletics, and it's not anything different than that. So I took it here because A, I think those opportunities are there for our female athletes. B, I think attendance can happen, and C, I think there's interest in what's going on and what we're doing. So just for the people in this room, it's awesome that the media cares about what's going on with women's volleyball and women's athletics as a whole.
All good. Perfect.
Cool.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Thank you.